Hi there, my name is Eli, and welcome back to my channel, Draculasia. And I have two brand new Monster High Monster Fest dolls to unbox and review for you. First up is CLEO DENILE, and second up is FRANKIE STEIN. These were the only two I could find today at Walmart. I found them for $25, and because they were the only two, I just figured, you know what, let's do a Clankie double feature, just do both of them in one video. Thought it'd be kind of fun. I love them as a couple. If you don't know, they're kind of canon in Generation 3, and I support that canon. I really, really like them. So that's what we're doing today. There is also two other dolls in this line, Clawdeen, Wolf, and Lagoona Blue. People have been finding Clawdeen in Walmarts, but so far there's been like no signs of Lagoona. I'm very eager to see what she looks like. Same thing with Caddy. Like, I think a lot of us are also eagerly waiting for Caddy Noir. So tons of fun stuff still on the horizon, but I'm very, very excited that I found these in person. My Walmarts lately have been like absolute garbage. A lot of them like are just not carrying Monster High anymore. And if they do, like a lot of them are just like Draculaura, Twyla, and like maybe like Scared Ice Island. Like very, very little selection. So I was really surprised that I was able to find these two. There's only 3 of each. And they were like randomly scattered throughout, as you saw in the video. There was like, I think Cleo was like not even next to Frankie. Like, I don't know what was going on at that Walmart, but I'm still happy that I was able to find them. And then I'm going to show them off in box a little bit closer before we unbox them. Here is Frankie. I love the bangs. I love the saran hair. I love this hairstyle, the makeup, just everything. I think they look so cool. Also love this iridescent Monster High logo. I hope this can like pop out easily and you can keep it. It's actually on the outside of the box. It's not on the inside, and it's just glued down, so I might try and take that off very carefully. And the packaging is new as well. I like the shape. It does lay flat very nicely, and then you can kind of see these are meant to mimic like speakers. It's kind of meant to evoke like they're on stage performing. I think that's what it's meant to evoke. I'm honestly, the theming for these is like, are they performing or are they attendees? Because it's kind of giving like attendee vibes to me, right? Like they are going to party and celebrate and dance at Monster Fest. But then like here you can see like Frankie's also a performer. But then this keytar comes with not this doll. If you want to have this accessory and have them like perform, you'd have to have amped up Frankie. So, you know, they're expecting that you just kind of like know Frankie plays the guitar and maybe have amped up. So it's a little bit confusing what's going on there. And then there is Cleo. I don't know about my Cleo. I picked the best I could of the 3. This is what I got. Hopefully she's pretty out of box. I also think her inbox pose is a little awkward, but there she is. And then there's the back. I don't love the back of the box. This section just doesn't look great. Like, whatever intern photoshopped this at Mattel, not my favorite work from y'all. These are just, the artwork of these dolls is so tiny. I don't know, it's just not really impactful. It doesn't really pack a good punch when you see this, which is so strange because I thought the front of the boxes looked really, really bold and vivid and striking. So this is a little underwhelming for me. I do like the you know, grounds of the festival. I think that's pretty cool with all of the different silhouettes. The spiderweb fireworks are really, really cool. There's like a little heart hand installation that's nice. So this is cool. This, not so much. And then there is a write-up that says, Frankie, Clawdeen, Cleo, and Lagoona have scored tickets to Monster Fest, the most electrifying music festival of the year. They each shine in uniquely fabulous and gorgeously glam lyrics. Decked out with freaky chic handbags and posters of their fave bands, the ghouls can't wait to snack on slime nachos, snap scary cool photos, and dance the fright away. Well, you know what? I guess you could both be like an attendee and a performer in some capacity. I did look at the stock photos for that Draculaura playset, and I think it does come with like the stage playset part of it comes with like a Hisfits section and then like a Caddy Noir section, almost like a, what do you call that? Like a changing room kind of thing, you know, for them to like go get ready for the concert. So I kind of feel like this whole theme is meant to tie in with the Hisfits 3-pack release as well as the release of Caddy Noir. So I do like how that's all kind of like linked and connected in some way. That's pretty cool. But that's enough of me showing off the packaging. Let's go ahead and unbox these dolls so we can take a closer look. Okay, I have both Cleo and Frankie unboxed, and I already think they look so good. Just initial impressions, I'm really, really feeling these two. And I'm going to start taking a look at their accessories. So the refreshed dolls kind of had the accessories packaged in this same exact way, where they're really easy to slide out of the packaging and like display like this. I really like this. It's really nice. It makes them easy to look at and unpackage. Here we have the first round of CLEO accessories. We have some of the like food items. So we have this drink. There is like a sticker on it. I'm feeling it. Let's see. I like it. What is this drink supposed to be? Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. There's some ice cubes. That's for CLEO. That's really nice. And does the lid come off? It does. They're getting better with the food accessories, I will say. Like, this is a really, really cool accessory. I really like that. Like, I could see myself styling the doll with them holding that. And then same thing. We have this really cool, like, kebab for CLEO with, like, a little pyramid. Like, what food could that be, this pyramid? The snake is so cool. I'm sure that's a snake. That's probably what it's meant to be. And then maybe that's just, like, some meat right there on the kebab. It's a little bit, like, the scale is a little bit big, but I feel like it makes sense for dolls, so you can kind of see what it is. And it does have a little thumb hole or like finger hole for them to hold it. I can imagine it being a little heavy and wanting to wobble, but we'll test it out later. And then you get two separate wristbands. From what I'm gathering, one is like the ticket wristband, right? So you like have a wristband that you get for Monster Fest. You can see it says admit 1. And look how tightly that was woven in the packaging. Like, it's going to obviously unravel once you put it on them and kind of stretch out a little bit. But you get one wristband that's like the ticket for the festival. And then this one, I think, I don't know what this one is. Let's take a look at it. It's super tiny. What is it? I don't know what's going on here, but you get it. It's cool. It's gold. I think I see like a scarab there, maybe. I'm not sure what this is meant to be, but it's a bracelet. And then our next round of CLEO accessories, we have some really cool glasses. They are like scarab wings. I love these glasses. Whoever designed them, great job. They look so good. I hope they look good on, but whatever. I'm really excited for this piece right here. Very, very cool piece. And then there's like the ticket. So, you know, you hand the ticket in, probably get the wristband for the festival. They're really like going all out with Monster Fest and all these little accessories. They feel really cool. I like them. And a lot of them have capabilities for the dolls to hold them. That's kind of a gripe I have, is when you get tons of accessories and like the dolls can't easily hold them and use them. And then lastly, we get a little Polaroid camera. I think this is such a cool accessory. The mummy eye is really cool for the lens. Very, very, very fun. And you can maybe drape that over like some fingers or put it over the wrist. So I like that accessory as well. And then moving on to what we get for Frankie. Here are some of Frankie's foods. Now this is like ridiculous. I love these. Here is Frankie's beverage that they get. It is this, it's kind of like a limeade. Those look like lime slices. And it is in like a lightning bolt shaped cup. This one, the lid does not come off. And then the most bendy straw that I've ever seen. It's a hollow accessory, so it's not too heavy for Frankie. And the silver plastic looks really cool. I like how Frankie's silver and CLEO is gold. And then look at this freaking hot dog. You know this costs like $25, like so expensive for festival food. But it does have some screen printed detail on there. And I can't tell what the the sauce is. Like, what is that blue sauce with little nuts mixed in? And I don't know. It's very cool. This feels very like monsterific. I really like the black bun, like, you know, like Squid Ink. Maybe Lagoona helped make it. And then same deal. We get some accessories. So here is this really neon yellow one that you cannot read, but I will tell you it says admit 1, you know. And then here is Frankie's little wristband. This one you can kind of make out a little easier. There's like some chain detailing. And then, oh my gosh, wait, that's like a little scarab charm. Maybe that's a nod to CLEO. So then what was on CLEO's then? Maybe it's a nod to Frankie. What is this little charm? Okay, y'all. I see it. I see it now. It's a lightning bolt charm for Frankie. Okay, I love that. The designers are definitely embracing Clankie, so thank you, Mattel. Love that little applause for them. Okay, and then we're gonna take a look at these next accessories. I also love Frankie's glasses. You know what, Draculaura, you're not the only one who can use a heart motif, okay? Share the love. Frankie's also gonna get some hearts, and look at these. They're like a neon pink with like a stitched heart with some lightning bolts. These are really cool. These are some of the best sunglasses Monster High has given us, and they've kind of gone through tons of sunglasses molds now at this point for these schools. This might be like the third sunglasses mold we've had for Frankie, and same thing for Cleo, and these are some of the best. I did love the Scared Eyes sunglasses though as well. And then Frankie's little ticket, pretty similar to the last one we got, spiderwebs on the back. And then, oopsie, dropped the poster. And then Frankie does get a Polaroid camera as well. It is a different mold. This is actually Frankie's second Polaroid camera because their core doll also had one. And another eyeball. This yellow is just, whew, it is bright, but it does match between like all of their accessories, which if you watched my review for this refreshed Frankie, that was one thing I did mention, is how we get like yellow and green and like some of those shades don't match all the time. This doll, for sure, they are matching this shade of neon yellow very, very well. You can kind of tell between these two that they are slightly off, but it is very, very marginal of a difference. So very cool. Okay, so something cool with these dolls as well is you can definitely see the evolution and the progression of accessories. And I think the most like obvious examples are these purses that have this really, really nice screen printed detail. I don't know what this is called. Maybe it's screen printing. I've heard people maybe say UV printing. I don't know the industry terms here, but look at that. It's the kind of printing that I feel like they use a lot on like Barbie's faces, because if you really, really, really look like on the Scarab, you can kind of see there is some slight pixelation, but it's super slight. Like I'm up close and it doesn't even look that bad. And like from afar on display in your collections, you're not gonna notice the pixels. And also it's not like pixels that it would be on a face. Like, let me tell you, as much as we as Monster High fans were upset with polypropylene hair, if we were starting to get pixelated faces on these dolls the way Barbie gets, ooh, we would not have it. We would not have it. So I will take it on these accessories. It is definitely a really good payoff. It's probably easier for them to do like this printing technique than just like one or two blocks of paint, you know, that don't really give the same effect. And then there is the back. And there's a lot of space to store some accessories in there. It did come with elastic tied, which I took off, but you can kind of like loop it around, you know, Cleo's hand if you want her to carry her bag. But I just think this bag looks so good. The fringe detailing, the scarab, the design is really nice. Like that rope texture looks really cool. I just feel like this looks really good. The payoff is definitely worth whatever type of printing technique that is. I'm really impressed with it. And as much as I thought Cleo's bag looked really good, I think I kind of like Frankie's more. Like, look at that. The big pink zipper in the middle and all the like little patchwork. We kind of have a split design with like this stainless steel heart. Once again, second time we're getting a heart for Frankie. I love this concept of Frankie getting hearts. Love it, love it, love it. We have a plug right here, some like fringe and tassels. These are really cool. Like the electricity, like the voltage being the handle is so smart. I would have liked it if this was like a clear plastic or something, but that's asking for a lot, you know? And then even the back has a separate design, which we kind of had this like voltage warning sign on, not Iridescent, Neon Frights Frankie. So I like that we're getting a callback to that. Super cool. And this is kind of, this reminds me of like a steel grate like flooring, you know, like very industrial flooring. Just a beautiful sculpt. And this little bit of color has a strong payoff. If you look at it, you know, you might be able to like pick apart some pixelation, but really, when you put it on the doll, it does not look bad. I'm very, very impressed with these accessories. I'm excited to see Clawdeen's and Lagoona's as well. And then before we get into the whole look, the fashion and breakdown, the hair, makeup, fashion, all that fun stuff, I do want to talk about these cool headbands. So I did cut off Frankie's. They were held with some like T-ties on the side of their head, as well as a piece of elastic. But here's the accessory that has similar style printing on the top This is not my favorite color scheme. It's a little bit, you know, of an eyesore, but I don't mind it. I think this headpiece is maybe what turns people off of this doll, is my guess. It's a little bit, it's a lot, you know? There's like nuts that are making the shape of a flower and like some lightning bolts poking out from behind. There's a blank design on the back, as you can see. And here is this like crown area that protrudes out. So you have some safety pins, and then this is meant to look like stitches. And this does come off, as you can see. So you can take this off, and maybe it does. I got one off. Okay, let's see. You could take this off and just have a headband if you don't want like the part that comes across the forehead. You could probably get creative and use this as a headband if you really wanted to. And so it's a pretty versatile accessory. If you also weren't vibing with this and maybe just wanted this huge block of color, you could just reattach it the opposite way and display them like that. I don't like that, but you know, it's up to you. You know, there's options here. Now, something that I'm gonna go on a tangent and just talk about real quick is I'm pretty sure all 4 of these Monster Fest dolls have saran hair. These 2 do. People, I think, have confirmed that Clawdeen does. And if I had a guess, I'm pretty sure Lagoona probably does as well. And my theory is that these headband pieces are like really, really tight on the head. And I'm dropping things. I'll grab them later. And so you can kind of just stick it back on pretty easily. I wanted to show this process because I do think some people get nervous that when they take off these T-ties, say for instance, if you want to wash the hair, that you're not going to be able to put it back on. And I just kind of did that very easily. It's pretty snug, like it's not flying off. And my theory is that you kind of need saran hair to pull off an accessory like this because saran does lay more flat. Like, this sits on pretty easily. Now, for example, I have a polypropylene Frankie Stein on standby. This is the Sculpted Secrets Series 1. Polypropylene is like very poofy and voluminous, as you can see. Like, this Frankie is giving volume for sure, but if we were to try to put this accessory on a doll with polypropylene hair, it's not going to have as much success. Like the hair is going to want to push off this accessory. Like I don't even want to stretch out that plastic, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Like you're not going to be able to pull off this type of accessory as smoothly with a doll with polypropylene hair. And what I'm getting at here is that I hope when we get Sculpted Secrets Series 4, I don't even know what that series is called, I can't remember, but you know, it's like the ballet pop star kind of one, that those dolls maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, have saran hair because they have very similar like headpieces, right? With this kind of design with like the forehead sort of moment. I don't know what you would call that. Like, you know what I'm talking about. But they have a very similar accessory. So all I'm getting at is that I hope when we do get Sculpted Secrets Series 4, is it like Mystery Monsters, that they have saran hair because I don't want more polypropylene dolls. That's my one tangent and little rant. It's a little long, but I thought it was worth mentioning because I really like these accessories, and I feel like Mattel does this thing where like once they find and develop this new accessory, they like want to use it and you really give it to us. So we're getting it here in Monster Fest, and we're going to get it in another line right after this. Who knows how many more times we're going to get it. But here's CLEO's. I kept the T-ties in this one so you can kind of see, you know, if you want to keep it in there, it's totally your prerogative, but I like to cut these off, wash the hair, and then just put it back. And, you know, it's pretty easy, in my opinion, to do so. So do not fret. Do not be scared. You can take these off and then easily put them back on. And in CLEO's case, like, they put it on askew. Like, it's crooked. So that would bug me alone. So for that reason alone, I'm going to cut it off. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, here is CLEO without her headpiece. And they're a little tough to take off. Like, I really try to be careful so I don't snip any hair by accident. That's why I do it off camera. But here is the headpiece. I love this one. The flowers on it look so good. There are some pieces like this that are very multi-dimensional, where the printing can, you know, show a little bit more of its like shortcomings. As you can see on this flower, like it's not full coverage right there. Same thing with right there. So, you know, if that's something you care about, maybe pay attention and when you're buying them in person, if you get that opportunity. If you buy online, good luck. But here is what this accessory looks like. And then same deal, you can take this piece off if you want to display just the headband. Maybe you want to just display this accessory. I like how versatile that is. Then there is the back of it. And then, like I said earlier, you can just easily slide this back on the doll and voila, there it is. Okay, now let's take a look at hair and makeup. So we're gonna start off with CLEO. I love this CLEO's makeup, and these dolls are like made in Indonesia. So a sign of like dolls from the Indonesian factories are their heads are very squishy. If you see that, it squishes very easy. But I'm pretty sure the last CLEO we got from Indonesia was Fabulous Pets. And I don't know, I still kind of think that Fabulous Pets CLEO, her face just feels very different than a lot of the rest of the CLEOs. And I don't know if in a good way. I don't know, something about her eyes and the placement of her eyes. But this CLEO, like, is the eyeliner extra thick? Like, what is it about her? Because it is stunning. Okay, now, there was not that many disparities picking them out in store. The only thing is these little kind of like face motif diamond decal things. I feel like there's like a shimmer layer, and my shimmer layer is a little bit misprinted over top like the initial color layer. So that's something you can be careful of. I don't know if I'm capturing it that well. That's like the only thing that I was really noticing as far as like, I don't know, facial discrepancies. Maybe the lips as well. My lips look pretty good. They are like a cool toned kind of like coppery bronze with a little bit of that gold on the bottom lip. Very nice. I love that shade of like teal green that just goes around her entire eye. And then we get a little bit of blue that flares out and kind of wings out right there on the bottom. Might be one of the best CLEO faces. I love the side glance. Like, ooh, this is a great face. This is a great face. And then we even have this like very nice shimmery gold that just kind of smokes out. I love it. And the brows look really good too. I'm on it. Can I be honest with y'all? I'm like low key debating giving this doll bangs. I just think she would look so good with bangs. So maybe I'll do that in this video. I'm not so sure. And then her hair is a pretty simple middle part. Mine, that part is struggling. That part is struggling, which is why I'm like, let's just give her bangs, you know? And the color blend is kind of what we've come to know from Saran CLEO. It does look like it is a blend. It's a very subtle color blend, but I really like this. It's a little simple. I would say of the 4 Monster Fest dolls in this main line, CLEO's hair is maybe the most basic as far as color and style goes, but I still like it. I still like it. It's not bad. And then let's look at Frankie. Okay, now on to Frankie. Let's look at their hair and makeup. I mean, okay. Hair, first off, such a unique color blend for Frankie. Like, this gives me like rerooted vibes. Like, this feels like a doll that is like a custom reroot. And I have mentioned this in the past how I felt like the conversation around polypropylene hair was really like bogging us up from like the real important conversation, which was like intricate, unique hair designs and like hair layouts and styles and color layouts, color blends. And this is one of the first instances in G3 where I feel like we are getting that. Like, we are moving on, evolving over our polypropylene woes, and finally moving on to just like something that feels so unique and elevated. I want another one of these Frankies just for this like base doll alone. Like, hair and makeup are outstanding. And speaking of the makeup, we've kind of gotten similar things before, right? We get a lot of like lightning bolt, David Bowie moments for Frankie, but I don't mind it. Oh, there's like a weird splotch right there on my Frankie. Hopefully I can wipe that down. And subtle blush, you can see it more on the pink side, I feel like, than more on the blue side. but we have blue like lightning bolt designs on this side and then pink on this side with that same yellow that goes on the inner corner, and then it does like fade out to a silvery eyeshadow right there. I don't really want to move up Frankie's brows, so just trust that they are there because these are really nicely laid down. And then look at this like gunmetal nickel lip. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Very shimmery, perfect lip. Also, it's a long neck Frankie. Like Frankie needed that long neck bad. I don't know. I'm just really, really vibing with the hair and makeup of this Frankie Stein doll. Like all black on Frankie. We kind of had that on Stitch and Style, the G1 like Amazon exclusive doll. We were kind of getting hints of that, and I'm really glad that we're getting more of it here. I think this is just, I'm so captivated and drawn to this Frankie doll. They just feel so special. So, so cool. Okay, now from here, we will take a look at the whole outfit, what we're working with as far as fashion goes. So something I noticed about Frankie, which I didn't know, is that their earrings are actually like a cuff link. Let me pull up their hair, as you can see. You see that? It's like a cuff. And then the cuff kind of has like some stitch designs. You don't really see it with the way the hair is, covering it, but it's cool to know that it's there. And then we kind of are following that like pink and blue split moment. One side, the pink side, is like the plug, and then the blue side is like a socket, like legit a socket. I just think that's so funny. Like I like to imagine that like this isn't even an earring, like this is just going directly out of Frankie's head, like just something ridiculous. Like I just think it's so cool, and the fantasy of it all is so fun. The stitches on this Frankie look pretty good, solid black. I feel like sometimes they look a little faded like right out of the box, so I think that's worth mentioning. And then we have this necklace. What does it look like from the back? Okay, it does kind of like clasp on the back like that, which is really cool. It's like there's some studs there. And then we do have that similar printing style that spells out Frankie in like beads. It's kind of giving like rave candy vibes, which is really cool. And then it is held down with elastic. And I kind of want to take that off so we can see the pieces going on underneath. So let's just do that real quick. I don't like to because I love when my necklaces are held with elastic. It's like, I don't know, I just really like it. But for the sake of the video, let's just go do it. Okay, so we'll put that back on later. But you can take the necklace off. I like to be careful with necklaces when it comes to Frankie so I don't scuff the stitches on their neck. Okay, so there, that piece is. Is it focusing? Well, you saw it already. You saw it already. Okay, now this, I'm just like, you think, oh, pretty underwhelming, like whatever. No. This is two separate pieces. You're joking, Mattel. What came over y'all to give us this in the budget? Like, I feel like, I don't know. This is just, I'm very impressed with that. You kind of have this like silvery tube top, and it does match the fabric that is down here, which we will get to. So I like that kind of consistency, that through line, but it's very nice. Very, very cool. Is this a tube top or is this like a corset? I'm not, it kind of feels like a tube top, whatever. And then here's this mesh undershirt. I feel like people are gonna just want tons of these pieces. Like it is so versatile, so cool, like a fishnet shirt. It could be strapped on a little nicer. Like mine's a little bit disheveled there, but just such a cool piece. Look at that. I don't even want to take it off, but you get the gist. Like there it is. I'm gonna fix this up and I'll be right back. Okay, I stitched it back up. Now I'm gonna quickly redress them while I ramble. And yeah, I love this because there's been a couple instances where I wished we had this, where they were like separate pieces. Number one, very recently, was the refreshed Draculaura, where her like pink pleather top didn't disconnect from the rest of her shirt. I wish it did. And then also Abby Abominable. I wish Abby's white shirt was separate from like the purple fur moment underneath. They were not. So I'm really glad that they are giving it to us here on Frankie. Thank you. And then let's just pop that necklace back on very quickly. Cool. And then as you see, it kind of like lays over like that. Okay, cool. And then moving on, we have this kind of asymmetrical belt harness situation. We have a pocket right here in this very, 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 very bright neon yellow. I do feel like the stock photos, this was leaning more like green chartreuse, but the finalized version is giving very much just yellow. I do feel like this is fine as is, but you could definitely like amp it up, amp it up with some paint detailing. It's a little tough to like really make out what's happening on the belt there. I see like a little lightning bolt and a little chain detail coming across, a safety pin. Yeah, it's a little bit of an eyesore, but I don't mind it. You can style it up, style it down, take this piece off if you like, if it's, you know, you're not vibing with it. And then I love these pants. They are asymmetrical like Frankie kind of always does. And this design, I don't even know, it's like a plaid, lightning bolt, pink, blue, yellow situation. It's a lot, but I do like it. It does feel good. It doesn't feel terrible. Even like right there, it is kind of cuffed at the bottom, which is nice. And then you have these silver sort of fringe details, which is giving like kind of like a Western moment. Like we got some Western vibes, we got some disco vibes, we got some like rave vibes. Like we just got every single music genre wrapped up in this Frankie doll, which feels very appropriate given that Frankie's whole thing is they're stitched together, right? They're like their brain and their whole idea is like there's so many pieces stitched together. So this is like so ingenious. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then the piece de resistance is their disco ball leg shoe moment. So the shoe and the like prosthetic leg are like disco ball, but to get one seamless disco moment, the shoe is disco. And then there is the heel situation. I have been wondering if this can be removed. It can, because come on, duh, why wouldn't it be able to? So yeah, you can remove that. I don't know if you want to rock like kind of like an avant-garde Gaga moment, up to you. And you can just pop this back on. This is also giving Western vibes a little bit. You know, kind of like a spur moment. I really like these shoes though. I'm so tempted, I feel like the rest of everyone in the Monster High community, to chrome these out and turn them into a disco ball. I might do that down the line. I just don't want to commit to something like that, like a project right now. But I can definitely see myself trying something like that out later. Like I did some chrome details on my Venus doll, so definitely feasible down the line. But very, very cool. I wish it was chrome, but I'm not complaining. And then this little detail on the shoe is also translucent, which is a nice detail. I just think this doll is sick. Nothing on the bottom, which is, you know, whatever. But there is Frankie from head to toe. Oh, we missed the gloves. I don't know how you take these off. Do you just like, I don't want to take them off because they seem a little bit, you know, finicky, but there they are. Very cool. They're plastic, you know, they're not fabric, but I still think it's really cool. It does have a lot of payoff. Like, look at it. Ooh, I like them. I like them. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Okay, now that's finally everything that Frankie has to offer. So now let's move on to CLEO. Okay, let me make sure Frankie doesn't look bad while they're just standing idle. Oh, doesn't matter. Look, this is like the most boring pose and they still look so good. Okay, now moving on to CLEO. So we do have a lot of this like teal green. Is that the right color? Am I describing that correctly? I feel like I'm not. It's like it's not jade, right? It's more like a teal. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that, teal. And if it's not, let me know in the comments. But we have a lot of that color as like a through line for this doll, as like an additional part of their color story, and I really like it. It does lean very Nephra, but I don't mind. I don't mind. And the earrings are some scarab beetles. I can't tell what this is meant to be. Maybe it's like a gemstone. I'm not really sure. But I really like these earrings. I think they look really, really cool. And I feel like we're going to have to do some removal here on CLEO as well to really get to the bottom of like what's happening for their fashion, because I see elastic on them as well. But first we'll start off with this like, I don't know what to call this. Is this like a bolero? This is like an accordion style fabric. I want to like it because it does feel, you know, a little elevated, a little more like luxurious. I just almost wish it was a sheer fabric. I feel like if it was sheer, that would kind of give the fantasy that I want from this doll, but it's not. It's not sheer, so I can't change that. So I have to accept it for what it is. I do like it. Like, it does feel luxurious and nice for playline. There is like tassel trim all around this whole wide sleeve. It's kind of like a bell sleeve, and it isn't lined, as you can see, which, I mean, that's asking for a lot. But I do like it, and I want to see what it looks like dressed down. Another thing with this type of like jacket is, you know, I love to bend my doll's arms so they can hold things and pose. Like, you know, you can see it does get a little awkward with this type of fashion. So you do have to get a little bit crafty. We'll see how I compose them at the end and play around with this piece. I do feel like I'm going to want to default to her just kind of being like T-posed, like like that, you know? But I'm going to try to avoid that if I can. And then I'm going to take off the jacket. Okay, I should take the hands off, but I didn't. Oh yeah, and then the like little portion right here is a gold holographic fabric. It's nice. I feel like we see this type of jacket a lot. I feel like we've seen it on a Draculaura doll before. Like, it's fine. I like it. And then here is what we're working with underneath. Cleo's necklace is like less of a statement piece, I feel like, compared to Frankie, but I still like it. There is elastic holding it down, but I really want to see this top situation. Kind of just like a plain top, like a black top with some metallic gold foiling, like mummy design. I will always say this, but I love when Cleo feels like a mummy. So give me more mummy wraps. I will always take more mummy wraps on Cleo. A pretty simple top, but pretty versatile, I think. Like, I could definitely see it being used in fun restyles, so I don't mind it. The necklace does cover like the majority of it. And it's nice. It kind of looks like this is meant to evoke maybe like some beadwork. Nice shades of blues. Like, you have 3 shades of blue right there. I don't mind it. But I think I like Frankie's necklace a little bit more, if I had to say. Yeah. And then this belt situation. Another piece of like chunky plastic. So, you know, they were giving us lots of like printed detail here. When it came to these belts, they're like, you get what you get. You know, just take it or leave it. And it's fine. I do like how this kind of like shapes Cleo's like midsection pretty nicely. There is the back, just a little clasp right there, and kind of like Frankie, they have a pocket, which is nice. You know, you're out, presumably, I don't know, in the desert or somewhere on festival grounds, so, you know, you can hold things on the go. This, I feel like, definitely could use some paint detail, and pretty easy. Like, you can add it right here potentially. This little knot detail is really cool. I'm sure this is symbolic and means something. I just don't know. And some beetles. Yeah, I like this as well. I think I like this better than I liked Frankie's. Yeah, I like this a little bit more. And then moving it aside, because this is also elastic down, as you can see. I don't want to take that off, but I do want to see what's going on for Cleo's pants. There's like a Velcro clasp in the back. Now, this cut is a little awkward. Like this, like, calf, like mid-calf cut. They are asymmetrical, as you can see. Like, the ribbon detail on this side of the leg does not appear on that side, and this side also is like slightly longer than this side, so I don't know what's going on there. The print isn't my favorite. I feel like the print is kind of what's, I don't know, turning me off on this, like these little capri pant situations. But the fit is really nice. Like, the fit feels really cool. This print, though, I don't know about it. It's a little dated. It's a little like matronly, if that makes sense. So that's probably my least favorite element on this Cleo doll, if I could like change anything. But I appreciate that they're playing with silhouettes and not just giving us like a skirt or something, you know. So I'll take it. I think this is my favorite part right here. Is this little ribbon part is nice. And then the shoes, there they are. Once again, we're getting that kind of like teal jewel tone color. Only the pyramid is painted like this gold. This pyramid does feel a little flimsy, so I would be careful that you don't break this off. And then they kind of have a little like toe, like a toe hole? Not a toe. Is that what? The big toe, like a big toe little hole right there. I really like them. Of course, Cleo's mummy wrap side does not have toes, but again, it kind of still just like, you know, it kind of does the job, I guess. And then these big scarab beetles once more. I really love these shoes. They're very simple. They feel very G1. I can't remember which Cleo had a similar shoe style as this off the top of my head, but this feels very, very G1. A little simple upon first glance, but like very, very understated and very chic and stylish. I really like them. They do not get gloves, unfortunately. But let me put Cleo's jacket back on, and then we'll close this video out. Okay, I quickly restyled them into these new looks. It's not like the most, innovative restyle, but I just added their bags, gave them some food, gave them their glasses so you can see what that looks like. But I did come across an issue where the glasses sort of collide with the headband. Like imagine like this is sitting on their head, right? And then you're putting the glasses on and then they're like hitting this headband, so it kind of shifts it and like messes it up. Anyways, it just was not working out to get both of them on together. So I took off I'm gonna call it like the crown portion of the headband and styled it that way, which I actually think looks really good. Like there's Frankie in their glasses with the like stitched crown piece, and it just kind of sits there very nicely. It's kind of giving me like 70s vibes a little bit, which I like flower child vibes. I actually like both of the glasses. I think Cleo's are a little bit more ridiculous looking on, but Frankie's for sure are so cool. So I just wanted to show that off. They're holding their bags. One fear I did have in particular for Cleo is this like sleeve fabric. You can kind of see it's scrunched up right now, and I just fear that like if I were to leave that sleeve like that over time, like this, that by the time I change her or shift her, like it's just gonna not hold its shape, not look right. So I do worry about that. So I'm probably gonna like not keep this pose on her despite how cute it looks. I just wanted to show off some of the styling potential for these dolls. And getting to my final thoughts, I really feel like these two, if this is what Monster Fest has in store for us, I'm so excited for Clawdeen and Lagoona, because these are just complete visions from head to toe. And it's a very similar sentiment that I actually had with the like refresh dolls that we had, where they just feel like perfect dolls. Like, there's tons of restylers out there. I love restyling my dolls, but you can get this doll, unbox it, display it. Honestly, up to you if you even want to wash the hair. Like this saran hair is pretty nice, product free. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what I love from a doll. Like sometimes I do like to put in a little elbow grease and fix them up and restyle them and fix their hair, and I even do reboots and all that jazz. But it's also really fun to just get a doll that is fully actualized, realized, like met its fullest potential from the get-go, right? And I feel like that's what I'm getting from this doll line. And it just has me very hopeful for the future of G3. Like if this is where we're at in, April, I can't wait to see what the fall lineup has in store for us. This is very, very summery vibes, feels perfectly timed, perfectly released. And that's like another thing I have to say, where like as an adult, I haven't been to Coachella, but I was watching Coachella, the live streams, like I was vibing. I was kind of like low key, I wish I went. Like the performances look so good. I watched La Seraphim and Lana and Chapel and Sabrina. I was like, I want to be there so bad. And I can kind of live that fantasy on my own through my little Monster High dolls. And I'm sure that's also something really fun for kids too, who probably realistically like they aren't going to like music festivals. I don't know what kids are up to these days, but I'm guessing like, a 12-year-old's not rolling up to Coachella for the summertime. It's very much like an adult kind of thing. So I feel like that's very fun for kids to have this be like a play element for them, and beautiful, beautiful quality. I love this new printing that we're getting from them. The accessories feel really cool. I feel like a lot of people are kind of like bashing G3 for all of the food accessories, but if they're giving us fun accessories that feel innovative, colorful, new molds, I'm all here for it. I like the Polaroid cameras. I like the little wristbands that we're getting. I put the wristbands on, by the way. I don't know. I just love these dolls. Frankie, for sure, I'm, more partial to, but Cleo has grown on me, so I don't love the pants, but when you kind of display them and kick a leg out or two, they don't look so bad. So I'm pretty happy with this lineup, and when I get my hands on Clawdeen and Lagoona, I'll probably do a video on them. together or separate, I do not know yet. And I know I normally do like to spend some time to fix up the hair, wash it, and then show you what that looks like. I'm just a little short on time today. Plus, this being a double feature, this is kind of very long, I'm sure, and it's me. I just talk a lot. So I'm not going to do that. But maybe in a future video, if I get one of the other dolls from this lineup, by the time I get to that doll, these dolls will be, fixed up a little bit, and then I'll show them off then. So that's the goal. But that is all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me as I looked at these new dolls. Let me know in the comments below if you like this lineup. I love it. I'm so hyped for them. I mean, I have two of them, but I'm hyped for the rest of them. Let me know who's your favorite so far of these four. I'm still picking Frankie. Sorry. But I think Lagoona is going to be good. I think Lagoona is going to be a sleeper. Because if I recall correctly, when I was initially ranking them, my preliminary thoughts, I'm pretty sure I ranked Lagoona at the bottom. Which that might change. I don't know. We'll have to see. Sound off in the comments below to let me know what you think. And that is all I have for you today. I had so much fun opening these two. I'm going to just cherish them and admire them in my collection, as I hope you do as well if you happen to get your hands on them. Once again, my name is Eli, and this is my channel, Draculasia, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye!